Hi, I am Astrid, I am Wattle and Wool, and welcome to my YouTube knitting channel. I would like to pay my respects to the Indigenous people on the land on which I stand, the Whadjuk Whadjuk Noongar people, and pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. I am Astrid, I am she, her. I'm trying to get better at all of the extra little things. And today, we're just going to chat because there's a lot going on. So let's see what happens. Okay, so oh my goodness, like it has been wild. So much has happened. It is the 5th of January. The last time I was in front of this camera / my computer was for Christmas Day. And thank you everyone for your most beautiful and amazing comments on my Vlogmas. I so enjoyed putting it together for you and letting you into a bit of my life. I really, really had fun. So, letting you into my life again, a few big things have happened. Number one, Alec broke up with me, which is not what I was expecting at all, and it's been quite a bit to deal with. So that's been that. It's been a lot. I do have to say though, my sisters and my friends have been the biggest amount of support to me, and I'm just so grateful to like my closest friend and my sisters and some knitting friends as well. So Maddie from Mad About You and Ilsa, they have checked in with me several times, and I'm just so grateful to them because they've really, really helped me process whatever the heck is happening. So if you remember during Vlogmas, I started going to the gym quite passionately, and that was kind of at the same time. It coincided. I am still going to the gym. Today is the first day in quite a few that I haven't gone to the gym at all, and yesterday was the first day that I haven't gone to the gym twice in a day. So I am definitely going hard. I realized I cannot do a push-up. Oh my Lord, it is the funniest thing. All along here is in and I'm not flexing, like this is not me trying to flex. This is like literally like, this is the best I can lift my arm up because it's in so much pain of my sad little pathetic push-ups. And so I'm finding that quite embarrassing, but I'm really enjoying it. I love feeling strong and getting stronger. So it's been not so nice thing, but a good time to get back involved and start pushing my body again and pushing myself. So that's like my biggest news. How are you? 2, 4, 6, 8. There we go. So it's been. So what I'd originally planned on doing today was a 2021 recap, where I go through and I pull out all of my whips, and there's a lot, and I talk to you about what I've made and what I finished and what I haven't finished. And I've got a list, so I'm more than happy to read you the list. Actually, I think I will read you the list in a minute, but honestly, I started putting it off. I started putting off talking to you, and I love this YouTube channel so much. I love talking to you. So there was no reason for me to be putting it off. And then I realized actually I don't really want to go over all my whips and recap everything in 2021. Things are, as you can imagine, rather fresh right now. And I'm not in a place where I think that's going to be healthy for me. So instead, I will tell you about what I've recently been knitting. I've cast on quite a bit. I finished something as well. And then I will talk to you about my plans for 2022. And let me find the document. Here we go. All right, so I'm actually I have a website, and I keep saying I'm going to put stuff on it, and then I never do. And so I decided to actually do it. So once this comes up, I will have this all as a proper podcast show notes that you can hopefully click on when I put links into it when I actually do the things. But as you will hear, most of the things I need to actually do. So 2021 in review, and I went through all of my episodes, and I talked, I put in all the episode links as well, so I'll make sure to do that. So I started the year with pink hair, although it was pastel pink and not this very bright highlighter pink, which is not washing out. So this is now what I look like forever. I also started a giveaway the year with a giveaway from my trip to Broome. Do I have a scar on my eye? Good Lord, I do. There's the realness of me. That's better. Yeah, so I went to Broome with my little sister and I got lots of things because I love giveaways, as we all know. My projects. The first thing that I was working on was the sunflower blanket. This was using the Tiny Owls Beekeeper quilt pattern, and it was a present to a friend who got married. The friend and I'd been noticing that we were just more distant than normal, and I felt as though I was a bit confused at why the distance was, and I reached out, and she basically the friendship ended up ending, and not on bad terms, just more I think we've grown apart. So I still have the sunflower blanket. It is down here. I've still done almost no work on it. I actually would love to finish it for me. I think I would really like this. Oh yeah, something's eaten this. I don't know what though. There's a dead fly. Well, there you go. Yeah, so I would like to fix this and then finish this because I would like it. But yeah, just kind of, I feel like it kind of soured the taste for me, you know, like the bad taste in my mouth. Because, let's see if there's anything in here, but I can't see anything. Yeah, like I genuinely thought we were really close friends, and then I would try and reach out and it didn't really happen. So, I mean, people grow apart. Like, it's not like we have to stay friends forever if people are allowed to leave me. Yeah, so that was the first thing I worked on. Bit sad. I worked on Zintas, which is a top. I still haven't written it up. And it was knitted using Ginny's Dance by Stitchcraft and Wizardry on her DK base. I cast on for the Spirally sweater by Pickles & Co., which was given to me by my beautiful friend Hannah. I also have that right here. I haven't worked on it since probably the last time I showed you. So this is 5.1 inches of ribbing, and then this has got to be 10.2. I think we're at that. Do I have a ruler? No idea. I'll have a ruler somewhere. I think I'm actually at that, so I think it's time to start casting off the sleeves. This was the main thing I worked on when I was seeing Alex's father in hospital, unfortunately, and so I think when everything happened, I just stopped working on it because that. Yeah, so I was working on these. I still have a water bottle in here. Look at me. This is what happens when you go through all your old project bags. You find stuff. So exciting. So I'm still working on this one and I love it. It's a bit warm at the moment in summer, in Australian summer, like 35 degrees today, just as a casual Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday. It's Wednesday today. So yeah, so I'm not working on it actively at the moment because it is rather warm, but I do have it in my rotation of when it gets a bit cooler. I cast on a Christmas tree toy and then I kind of stopped knitting on it. I tried and then, I don't know, it's got other things in my mind. I created the Cutie Patootie top, which is like a little crop top. And I created the Yarnia cowl, which is for Anna of Stitchcraft and Wizardry. Ilsa and her mum Marion tested it for me, which I'm so grateful for, and they did an amazing job, and I'm still writing that one up. I made the baby Easter beanie and the Arantis bloomers for, they were by Knitting for Sif for my niece, and I started a work cowl to leave at work that I then took home and have left here, and I don't actually know where it is. So, whoops. I cast on Bouquet for Beth for my old housemate. So that is a top. To be perfectly honest, I'm now at the top, like the sleeve bit of it, and I just kind of stopped working on it. I don't really know why, but I think I just got distracted by something else. So I need to finish that one off. And yeah, give that to her soon because it was meant to be for her birthday like 2 years ago, so it's a bit bad. I knit the Moon Sun sweater by Uma Knits. I started to dream of the Alien cardigan, which I'll talk to you in a bit, and my dreams have really evolved from where my original idea was. I was knitting on the Wedding Bells scarf set, so the his and hers, for my best friend and her husband. It was meant to be an engagement gift, it then was meant to be a wedding present, and it'll just be a, hey, I started this 4 years ago, here you go. I need to finish it off. I did a test knit for KTS Knits, which is her Bra-Berry-Let. I made 2 of them and I love them. They're really fun. And now that it's summer, I'm looking forward to getting a bit more in shape and feeling more confident to wear them out. I started the Solar Beanie using Louie and Lola yarns, then screwed it up, then put it in a bag, and it's now in timeout. It's been in timeout for a while. I cast on and I cast on and finished with Beauty and Grace, which I still need to write up. And it is beautiful and I love it so much. And then I sent the matching yarn over to Hannah and not the pattern, so I need to fix that. I knit Alec the entwined beanie and made one for myself. I made the Tasmania beanie for Alec and then made one for myself in 2 colours. I cast on and finished Kate's beanie for my beautiful friend Kate. I made a pink single-size blanket using Bernat Casa and a blue and white one, which fits like maybe a double to queen-size bed. I made a singlet, a black lace singlet, using Fibra Natura Papyrus. I think I named it. I can't remember what I named it, and so now I have to rename it. I cast on Bud in Nubu, and that was too big because I didn't gauge swatch, and now I need to rip it back, but it's also brioche, and I'm too proud of my brioche. I don't want to rip it back, so I'm gonna get through that mental block first. I started the Roald Dahl bubble top, which is using Anna's fingering base of Birthday Fun at Wonka's and the Roald Dahl set, or the highlighters. I knit my Nats beanie for my sister's Christmas present, and she loved it. So she is like the beanie connoisseur. She is very particular about the types of beanies that she likes and how they're going to fit. And she said it is the best beanie that she's ever worn. And she wears it all the time. Like, she literally put it on in Christmas. It was 43 degrees. And she was like, no, I'm wearing it. We had the aircon on. And she's like, no, I'm going to wear it. It's amazing. So I breathed a massive sigh of relief because she's very particular about the kind of beanies that she likes. So the fact that I managed to make her one, I'm so proud of. And I knit the pedestrian beanie and headband, which, very close, I have right here with the ends not woven in. This was actually meant to be a gift for someone and I totally forgot, and I'm not going to see them until later on this year. It's this year now. So, whoopsies. But it's really cute. I love it. So that's all my projects that I've done throughout the year. If I try and count them, like I do in live time, because I didn't actually think of this before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So I've worked on 25 projects. Of that, 1, 2, 3. 3 were not my designs. But I did finish all 3. So that I think that's a really big deal. It's only my designs that I didn't finish, but if I knit someone else's, I did finish them and I'm proud of that. Yeah, so I oh my goodness, I listen to podcasts and other people are like, oh, you know, I had like 93 projects this year. And I'm like, how do you have that much? So, I was a bit, how do I say it? I was not consistent in my knitting, and I have a lot of languishing whips, a lot. And these are the ones that just from 2021. I've actually got more from before that I got halfway through and then stopped. And that a lot of them are actually my designs again. So my goal for 2022 is to get on top of all of this and to actually publish and release patterns timely when I finish them. And so Kat, if you're watching, there's going to be a lot coming your way. Sorry. But hopefully this means that I can actually start putting things out there and doing better than sitting on the vault that is my brain, which is not a very good place for designs to live because they're not alive there. They just sit there. Okay, so I'll talk to you about Aylin's cardigan first. So I'm going to put this down so I can actually see the full camera. It's nice music from outside. So this is Aylin's cardigan. This is using the 24 minis from Plies and Hellhounds, who used to be Once Upon a Corgi, her 2020 Advent set, the Sarah J. Maas Throne of Glass set. I am obsessed with Sarah J. Maas. I've talked to you about it in Vlogmas, if you remember my book one. And so I got all of these in a, and they were all random, and they've all got different quotes that go with them. And so I reorganized them into a rainbow, shaded rainbow. I might try and put up here the original picture of what they actually looked like in their first plan. If I've got it. If I don't, then there's no picture. Sorry. So then I rearranged it into a rainbow, and I've only got this much left of the rainbow. When I was cleaning up my yarns with you guys, I found 2 of these, which are Fireheart in the Marie Cutie 75% superwash Corriedale, 25% nylon base. And I think that is the most perfect color to complement this. So because I really wanted the sleeves to match. And then I'm also going to do a collar, which I'm going to pick up all of the edges and do a collar. I'm also thinking, I've been listening to the Knitmore girls, and they talk about sewing on like grosgrain ribbon as a way to stabilize it. And I think I might need to do that to stabilize this because it's a bit, it's gotta. So I'm going to do the sleeves first, see how much I've got. I've also got 2 each of these colors, which I would like to do as the cuffs of each sleeve. So I don't know if I need to do them. Oh, but then I don't even know if that'll work. I don't know. I kind of wanted to use these in that, but I don't know if that'll work now. I will make it up and see what happens. But yeah, because I think I prefer this one to randomly tacking on these at the end. I think I prefer just that. And that way both sleeves will be the same. So, this is all very much a work in progress. I started designing it. I wanted it to be a top down, and I wanted to have those little minis running down across. The main character in Throne of Glass, or one of the main characters, there's actually quite a few, she has scars from being whipped. And so I wanted to kind of demonstrate the scars through those. Then I started doing it using traveling stitches, and it didn't look right. I ripped it out a few times, couldn't fall in love with it, and then just stopped. I realized that I wanted to just knit garter stitch and just relax. And so I thought, why not do a side-to-side cardigan? Tried to find a couple of different things. There was some like, I think it's Rose by the Rose Cardigan, or Rosie, something by Andrea Murray. There's also the Radvent Cardigan by Amber O'Brien. Both incredible patterns. And there's a couple of others like it, which I really enjoyed. But it wasn't quite what I wanted. I wanted to have something that would have like a peplum base. And I wanted it to be a rainbow stripe and show off the colors. I also just really wanted it to be garter, and I didn't want to try. So that's how this came about. This is, if I put it on, there we go. Sorry, I'm trying to think of where the ball of yarn is. So this is my cardigan. I think I'm just going to write it as a recipe kind of thing instead of an actual pattern, or even just do it as like, this is literally what I did, because I think that it'll be best. I'm even wondering if I need all of that sleeve, because I definitely do not need all of that. So this is going to, hold up. Okay, so this is the cardigan. It's meant to sort of start, um, it would literally hang like that, but it would, I guess the design of it is to start like this. There's a peplum, where it all kind of increases a little bit at the waist, it's a bit of a cropped, but I really like that idea. You can see it at the back, it's starting to poke out a little bit. And then on this side, again, it's like that. This is a very awkward angle, I'm sorry. The sleeves are too big, much too big. And for me to, the sleeve caps, I guess. For me to start the sleeve, I've realized I'm gonna have to pick up quite a bit. And I did leave some under here to pick up. So I just need to think about how I'm doing it. The colors are gonna get increasingly darker, so it'll literally be a light side and a dark side. And then I think it's going to be kind of like, they'll probably end up coming open like this anyway, although if I hold it where the sleeves actually should stay, it'll only go down like that, so it shouldn't be too bad. And yeah, so I want some ribbon to like stabilize this so I can pick up against it. So this is all a very big journey. A very big journey of random designs and trying to figure out what works. I'm really loving it. I'm loving the creativity of it. I love the rainbow. I love the fact that everyone stops and stares at how beautiful my work is, which obviously I love. So yeah, I'm very much a fan. I'm doing it as a magic loop, magic knot. Some of them are starting to come out a bit. I'm thinking what I might get is like fabric glue and weave in the ends and then just like dab it a little bit. I know it'll probably get a little bit hard by doing that, but I think that'll be the best way to keep them in. And I love the I-cord edging. So this is all, I started talking about it during my Vlogmas, and because I ripped it all back and then started it again. So I'm pretty proud. I feel like I've done quite a lot on here. Yeah. So this is a ongoing whip. It is, I would probably say after I've done all of the actual knitting of the body, it'll probably be half finished because I feel like that's the easiest bit, and then it'll be the brain thinking of everything else. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And the ball is running away, so I'm just gonna, there we go. I talked about in my Vlogmas, I can't remember that word today. I talked about casting on a Christmas Day project. And this is as far as I've gotten, and I didn't even cast it on Christmas Day. I cast it on a few days ago. This is going to be a crescent shawl. So that literally is just going to continue looking like this. It's going to have short row, I'm on a short row kick. It's going to have short row lace shaping using 5 different minis. I've got my minis in the bag, so I don't have them here. And this is the main ball. This is Bluebell Dell by Ash and Eve Designs, and this is her Fungi Fascination mini set. I think it's number 2. And I can't remember what this one's called, but yeah, they're going to be little lace repeats. I know exactly how I want to do them. I just need to find the right lace pattern, but I know what it is. I just need to find where it is and then write it out. So I'm really excited for this, but the crescent shape is something brand new to me. I've never done it before. I love the fact that it's just garter at the moment and it's so easy to use. Unfortunately, it is so easy to use that I tend to forget where I'm up to. So I'm constantly having to stop and check. So I feel like this is really slow at the moment, but it will get faster when I get more used to it. I guess the closest thing in my mind that I could explain, obviously I don't believe in taking other people's designs or their ideas, but in a way, Waiting for Rain would probably be the closest concept, I think. But I've had this idea in my mind for a long time, so I'm excited to work on it. So I only cast it on a few days ago. I've been reading, sitting in here and just reading as Alec and I try and figure out our new normal. Wow, that sounds so cliche. And yeah, so as we try and figure out how we become friends and how we stay friends and how we, work together, I love him so much. And if we just stay friends, I will be happy with that because because he's pretty great, and I think I'm pretty great. So, great friends. Yeah, so he's going to end up moving back into this room, and then I'm going to move all the stuff, maybe back, but moving into this room, I'm going to move all the stuff into that room. So when you see me next, this will all be changed around again. It should be exciting. So I might take you for a room tour again. Okay, what else have I been doing? I got the Cozy Cabin, it's a Twisted Willow yarn, Cozy Cabin Advent Calendar. This is beautiful. I made a little reel about it because it was so cute. And I've got tea over there. Actually, I'll show you the cup. I just spilled it everywhere, so it's going to leak. How cute is that? I love it. It's not quite my perfect name, but it should be a dot dash instead of 2 dots, but that's okay. We got there. This is the sweet orange tea that I got in the Olivia and Oliver Wanderlust Advent. So this was actually the cup that I bought, sadly. I bought this cup for me, and I bought one for Alec. So this design is, it's handcrafted, handmade in Brisbane in Australia by Stone Cat Ceramics, and I'll link everything below. And it's designed off like a Swedish Nordic Norse mug, and because he's Norwegian and very Viking, and I am also very Viking, so I thought this would be really good for us. And then whatever, that he's got one as well, which is like a deeper blue, and I love it. It's absolutely beautiful. I have my coffee in it most mornings. If I make a coffee here, it's so delicious. Like, the cup is just everything. I had my own ceramic handmade cup from Latvia a couple of years ago that I used to use. Yeah, I had. And I dropped it one day and it broke, and I cried. Like, just sat there and cried. It was the worst. But that's okay. So these minis, I made a reel about it. I'm really bad at reels, and I completely acknowledge that I'm really bad, but they're also really fun. So I've been having fun doing them, knowing that they're trash. So don't feel bad if you're looking at me going, what the hell are you doing, girl? I'm also looking at myself. But hey, practice makes better. You can only get better through practice. So I'm just going to keep practicing. So if you don't like reels, sorry. So these are beautiful little minis. They are a DK weight, which we all know I love. I have a idea in my mind for a brioche scarf. I was trying to get some different ones so you can see what I'm going to talk about. And then these ones are kind of the middle ones I'm thinking about. So it's got quite a range. I'll put those there. There is, oh my goodness, I really should plan these out, hey. There's quite a range. There's some that are quite solid. They are still there's still tones in them, but they're all quite solid. And I love this idea as them being backing and then having the more speckly other ones coming. And I've got there's multiple different shades, so it's not just all lights, but having these ones coming forward and popping against that darker background so that you can really see. And so things like this beautiful greeny, murky bottom of the sea, browns, greens, blues, I think would look either phenomenal against something like this white. It would really pop it out. Or even like a deep blue. Again, that would really pop it out. So the design, do I have it? 2 seconds. The design in my head is something along the lines of, which is the right side, this. So this is not what it's going to look like in the final thing. I also talked about this last year. So I love the idea of like little blooms, little leaves, like blossoms coming out. And it would be a lot faster increase, more like from here to here than from here to here. Here to here is too slow, here to here is much better. And I do love that idea of like branching out. The red, as you can see on this side, it's nice, but it's not the main. So I would do that as a solid color, and then I would do the speckle as the green, as the like the dominant front color. And I think they would really dance really well together. So this is what I've got planned for. What size needles are these? 5.5. That'd actually be perfect because it's DK weight. Love that. Look at me go. All ready for it. That's what I've got planned for those. It's just figuring out the pairing and making sure that they all work. So what I might do, it's 10 to 5. When I finish this, the sun won't be going down for a bit. I might try and pair them up and see what I could do as like a benefit, which one goes with which one. Because I think that would be beautiful. And I've almost finished my cardi, and I think I really like having a mini project to work on, like a project with minis. I've been walking around the local park as my second gym session of the day. I either if I'm dying, I either just walk and just cope, because I have a tendency to go hard and then go home instead of go hard or go home. Or I bring my knitting with me and I just knit. And I find it really helps my posture because I have to concentrate on keeping my shoulders back, my chest up straight, my head up, because I don't want to walk like this. I want to, go like this. And so I have to hold my arms in a certain way that keeps me upright, which also really hurts because freaking push-ups. So I'm really enjoying having a project to work on around the park. And I also love that all the little old ladies are like, oh my goodness. And I'm like, yes, thank you. And I say that not meaning that they are old, but that is the common denominator of groups that people are saying hello to me. I also don't have my glasses when I walk, so I can't tell if anyone. Oh, that's very sunny. I can't tell if anyone's looking at me funny or if they're judging me because I have no glasses. So whatever. So that is the. Again, I'm never doing this in an order. That is my Aileen cardigan, what I'm working on. That is my crescent shawl, what I'm working on. That is my plans for the Twisted Willow Yarn Cozy Cabin Advent set. I'm still thinking about what to do with my other Advents. I have no idea for the Wanderlust one. She's also mentioned that she might bring them out again. So I kind of don't even want to touch them until she brings out the second round and see if they match. I might do that and leave them because I love them so much. And then for the Knit or Dye Oz, the Australian one, her, again, I put it up before, I'll put it up again. The blanket that she made had a black contrast color and it was beautiful. And I really, really, really love it. But I'm thinking about I'm thinking about trying more wearable designs. And so I would like to do a jacket or a cardigan. One of the ones that I was looking at is a mitered square version, which I've never done before. And in the Accomplish Along that I'm going to talk about at the end of this, there's also a bit for like use an Advent set. There's make a multicolored project, knit from a designer new to me, and a couple of other things. So I was like, you know what, this and a new technique. And I was like, this is all stuff that I have never done before. I would love to try. And so I found in a book called Swing Swagger Drape, a mitered square cardigan, but I don't know what the yardage is of it. And I was looking on Ravelry, and I found, again, I'll post up the picture. Actually, let me find it on my phone so I can explain it to you. So there's things like that one is so cool. But because I've got a rainbow and not just a tonal, I don't think that would be right for what I'm wanting. Here we go. So this is by Isaku Noro Design Team. And it is made for Noro yarns, which they are color changing. So again, my question is, because I've got 24 minis, do I, again, half them up and then kind of put them one on top of each other? or even mix up the pattern a little bit, the colors a little bit. So it'll start one color and then fade out, but it'll be changing up by color. I hope I'm making sense. So I'm thinking of doing something like that because I just love the idea of wearable lighted squares. I think they're so fascinating, and I want to stretch my knitting skills a little bit. So that's what I'm thinking of for those advents. The next thing that I cast on is my 4-skein giant shawl. Well, it will be a giant shawl, using the Monsters Inc. colorway by Wool and Works, Chloe. And so I started off with Boo, which is this beautiful pinky purple. And then I started merging in Randall as well. And so this is very much, I've got really clear ideas on exactly what I want, but how to get what I want is interesting. So I started, now, when I write this, I'm going to write it with a garter tab because I didn't do one and I hate that separation look. It looks stupid in my opinion. So I'm going to definitely write it better than how I did it. But I started it and it's got a little twisted stitch detail the whole way. So on each of the sides and then in the middle is a twisted stitch every third row, just to add that little bit of interest and detail, which I love. Then I've got, this is just stockinette. I was thinking of doing garter, but then I decided to do garter for something else, which is this bit. So I'm going to, one of my plans for these summer holidays is to record tutorials of what some of these techniques are, because, just in case, I don't like linking to other people's tutorials. I kind of feel like they should be linked to mine because that's the whole point, isn't it? So I'm going to try and start making more tutorials myself and actually get into that. So what I did is I yarn over 6 every, it was knit 7, yarn over 6, knit 7, yarn over 6. And then I just started doing the garter striping, dropping the yarn over as it became too tight. It's got to be a little bit loose, so that when it's blocked, it will stay lovely and tight. But at the moment, you can see it's a little bit bunchy, and I worry it'll catch on things. But I really, really love the look of that. And I'm going to do a couple of staggers of this. So the next row, I've got a knit with Boo again, and do another row with the increases, the yarn overs, but having them in the middle of it. So it'll be like a brick pattern. And that's what I've got coming up for the next bit. And then we'll see when I move on. So this has been something in my mind. It's been living there for a while and I'm so excited to start casting this on and playing with it. I keep just messaging Chloe on Instagram being, look at your yarn. And she's like, look at your stitches. I'm like, ah. So it's been so much fun. I love it. These colors. Then it's going to go into the blues, which is Old Sully and New Sully, blue greens. So I really love it. I'm going to continue using all of the balls. I have plans. So hold on, see what's coming. And the last thing, while I'm bragging, before I brag about Chloe again, I also cast on another thing, and this is the Rainbow REIGNBEAUX, the rainbow sweater. So this is by Yelly. I actually heard about this on the Knit More Girls podcast because Jasmine was a test knitter for her and I loved it. I just loved the idea. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, I really, really, really want to knit this. Again, designer new to me, multicolor, really trying to think of things that I can do. I had this around. This is 2 strands of acrylic. It is the Patterns Baby something. I'm a bit nervous because it is acrylic and I know that it's going to be quite warm. But I didn't want to buy anything new because I'm trying to be good on day 5. Actually, I went to Yarnia today and I didn't buy anything and I was like really proud of myself. And I was like, okay, we have 5 days into 365 days of not buying anything, which you already know I'm going to buy stuff because I've already talked about what Advent I'm going to buy at the end of the year. So I didn't want to buy anything, but I'm looking at this and I really love that marling between the grey and the white. I really like that. So this is not blocked, which it really should be. This is the, it's a really interesting pattern. You start with this, and then you knit it flat for a little bit, and then you knit it around. And it has you figure out gauge. You have to get a specific gauge, and then it has you like plug in your details, and then it kind of creates like a customized pattern for you. And creates a customized pattern, which I think is incredible. I do not have the technical skill to be able to do that, so please don't ever expect that of me, but I think it's amazing. And yeah, I'm just so amazed by how she does it. So this is my mini set. I have got 9 colors. These are all minis by Down Under Dyer, Mel. So I have her Magnolia Fade set, and I have her Shawlography set as well in the minis. They are slightly different, but you can't really, like, you can feel it, but you can't really physically see the difference. So I'm okay with it. And I've also broken them up a little bit. So this is Shawlography, Magnolia Fade, Shawlography, Magnolia Fade, Shawlography. So I have broken them up to have that really pretty color. Again, I'll post up here somewhere, wherever it is, the image of how I picked out my colors, because I did the gauge swatch first and then picked out these colors to match with it. And I love it. It's a really elegant rainbow, and I just think this... All right there, Mr. Helicopter. I think this with... I think it sticks my hair as well. This rainbow with this as the main body is just going to pop so nicely. And the sleeve is also, the contrast sleeve is going to be the rainbow as well. And I'm really excited for it. So very, very happy with this. I think it's going to be great. I'm also going to reverse the rainbow as I do it. So one of it is, so when you knit the sleeve, I'm going to start the sleeve with am I? It's going to start it with this colour and then go down, so the cuff would end up being grey. But I don't know. I will make it up as I go along, as I always do. So this is the rainbow start. It's literally the rainbow of the rainbow. And it's really fun. There's a knit along going on. Yelly has a Discord chat that I am part of. I don't really talk on it very much, but I am part of it. And it's really, really, really fun. And just talking to lots of new people is always enjoyable in a place that I can turn off my phone when I get overwhelmed. So, yay. And lastly, to brag about Chloe of Wool and Works, this is my 2021 Wattle Works shawl. I folded it in half because then I rolled it up and took a really cute photo of it, which I think will be the show notes for today, or the picture for today. So I washed it. I blocked it with Baba soap bars that I got from Stitchcraft and Wizardry. I think she's got a friend who does it, and they're amazing. So this is the 2020. Okay, in 2020, Anna came out with a advent calendar, and it was beautiful, and it was this amazing rainbow, and it's absolutely stunning. And she asked me to design a advent pattern for it, and I was like, hell yeah. I just started knitting it. I love it. I really, really, really love it, but it is so big. It's just so big. And so because it had 20 grams. Please excuse me. Yeah, so 20 grams. And so I was knitting like sections of garter and then texture and then garter and then lace. So there was quite a lot. It's very squishy, it's beautiful, but it is very big. So I thought I would rewrite it in a way that is not as ridiculously big, because it is overwhelmingly so. And I decided that this would be a really good one to do. So I bought Chloe's, when I first found her on Etsy, I bought her 12 skein. Oh my God. Sorry, out of routine. I think I'm so tired. Yeah, so I bought her 12 skein mini advent set with a full skein complimentary with it. And so I cast this on. So I did it with the main skein first, and that was my like garter section. I actually love how I've blocked it. I have these really long blocking wires, and so it's just pulled out that first stitch and given it a really fun creative edge. I actually love that so much. So yeah, so it's a rainbow. I said on here I was really worried about muddying the rainbow. I don't think I have, but I do love that different parts of it pop out depending on what color they're next to. Oh, I'm so sorry if you're yawning too. So the first one is just some really nice lace. The second texture is a broken rib. The third was meant to be, I called it lacy V's, and they're just lines, so I just rewrote it to be lacy lines. The fourth one is a sunset, which is chevrons. So, come on, little friend. My nails are getting stuck in everything. You can see the chevron, like the diamond pattern, especially now that it's been blocked, you can see it a lot clearer. But I still find that the colouring of it kind of muddied the texture of it. I still love it, but you just can't exactly tell what it is because of the colourway. Then you have these little V's, lacy V's. Then you have my favourite, which is the open star stitch. Again, I think I need to do a video instruction demonstration tutorial, that's the word I'm looking for this one, because it is really easy, but you kind of need to see it done to make it make sense. Then I'm really, really, really not a big person on greens and blues and purples together. I'm really not. But somehow Chloe does them and I love them. So these open triangles are just so much fun. Then I've got the textured triangles, which again, I really love, and that sky blue is so stunning. Then we have the birch lace, which Chloe really liked. I showed it to her. She was like, oh my God, I love that. Which, you know, she should, because it's beautiful. So I also love birch lace. I've used it in a couple of other designs. It's like one of my favorite textures. Then we have chevron zigzags. Again, this pink is quite tonal. It's blowing out a little bit. Pink is quite tonal. Now that it's been blocked out, you can actually really see the texture. But before I blocked it, you couldn't. So I was a bit worried about that. The lace, this is meant to be love hearts, but it only looks like that. So now it's the arch window from Play School. But I love it. I think it works really well. I tried really hard to make sure that the center bit didn't look weird. Especially because it's so obvious lace. Like the other textures, some of them, they're a little bit off center and it doesn't really matter at all. But this one, I tried really hard to keep it on the line as much as I could. Then the next one, it was going to be another texture of ribbed diamonds. And when I was looking at the one that I made in Anna's, the Wattle Wizardry one, I didn't love it. And I was thinking, okay, why don't I love it? And I realized it's because it's speckled yarn with a texture and it just doesn't quite work. So I was thinking, well, this is going to be a tonal yarn, a tonal color. And again, I wanted to make sure that there would be enough contrast in it that you can actually see what it is. So I thought of a basket weave and I'm so happy that I did. I think this is stunning and I just love it. I think these two sections are probably my favorite together, except for the other greens, this bit. So I'm so happy with it. Then I was trying to figure out what to do. Oh my goodness, I'm just all over the shop today. I was trying to think about what to do and I was thinking, do I bulk up the sides like up here so it's a really obvious arrow, or do I fill in the middle and do it that way? So I filled it in. So what I did is I just did a couple of short rows. You can see there's some slight shaping as it comes out in here. Honestly, if Chloe was to come out with another full skein of this, I might even buy another full skein and then just continue it until it meets in the middle with that short row pattern. And then I just did random K2 together yarn over And then on the other side is yarn over SSK, slip stitch knit. And yeah, and I like it. The eyelets are slightly off center to it, or there's like they're related but they're not stacked, which I really like. And I feel like that rainbow shines again at the end. Again, I feel like the green and the orange really pop down here in this section, whereas against the orange and the yellow, I feel like that blue and purple really pops. So it's real. I love how they stand out next to each of the colors. Yeah, and so this is, obviously I haven't woven in any ends because why would I do that? So it is a nice blankety shawl style. It fits really nicely. This is probably how I'd wear it. I would just sling it over my shoulders. I often make things and bring them into my office at work because I'm at work more than I'm at home. But also oh my God. In summer, it's very warm, and so we have the air conditioner turned on, and my boss, who I adore, she sits right underneath the aircon because it's like the seat that everyone can get to most easily at. But yeah, so she sits right underneath the aircon and she's constantly freezing. So the amount of times I'll come in and she's just got one of my scarves around her, she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, please take them all, use them all, wear them all. I love it. I love that she reaches for my things, like my hand knits, to feel warm. It's the best feeling. So this is another one that's going to be brought into work and shared with the team to keep everyone warm. So I'm very excited about it because I think it's beautiful. So this is Chloe of Wool and Works, her yarn, and oh my Lord, it is so pretty. So yes. All right, insights of 2021 in the last few minutes. I did write a post where I basically talked about some things that I've learnt, and I kind of want to elaborate on it a little bit. So I keep saying that I'm going through a lot of emotional growing pains, and I'm actually really, really proud of not of the growth because it bloody hurts, but of who I'm growing into. I'm really proud of myself. I feel like I am becoming quite someone that I'm proud to be. I have started to speak more openly about my experiences with anxiety and what I now realize was depression. A couple of years ago, I did have depression, but it didn't shape itself in the way that I thought depression was. Like I always thought depression was just people crying, and I wasn't really crying. Mine was more an absolute numbness, and I remember just sitting, it was actually on the toilet, not that I was doing anything, it was like my timeout space, and I would sit in there for hours. And this is when I was living alone, way up north, really not close to my friends and family, and I just was thinking, like, I love life, and I know I've got an amazing life, I just don't like this bit of my life right now, so can I just skip forward a year, skip forward 2 years, skip forward whatever, until this magical point where everything will be better. And surprise, surprise, nothing's ever better. And you can't skip it. But yeah, so I remember that thought quite clearly. And then I started, I moved back home towards my family, not with my family, but towards them. And I started going to church and just reaching out a bit more, asking for help, being more vulnerable and more honest with people about where I'm actually at, instead of like, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. And actually being like, you know what? I'm not fine. I'm like, today's not a good day. This is why. And so being able to be more honest with people really helped me. And then, yeah, so I started taking medication for anxiety. Oh my Lord, it has changed my life. And I think there's a big stigma against medication, and people have a view in their mind of what like a medicated person looks like. And I can honestly say I am so glad that I started it. My doctor is a hero for putting me onto what I'm on, because it has changed my life. I am so much better. There's still really, really, really hard days, but from where I was to where I am now, a million times better. I think I realized the power of friendships this year. In a couple of different ways. So I actually watched back over my 2021 videos so that I could write all the list of all the things that I've knit. One thing I found out is that I need to get a knitting podcast journal because I don't write anything down, and then I have to watch a billion episodes again. It was fun. But I it was really interesting knowing some of the behind the scenes, because obviously, like, we've talked about this before. I don't share every single part of my life on here because it's overwhelming, and it's not always needed. But one thing that did happen was I had a falling out with one of my like closest friends, and she and I are back to being really good friends again. I think better than ever, because we now know each other a little bit deeper. We know how we fight. We know how we work through things. And I think we know ourselves a little bit better as well, and we know how honest we can be with each other, which is but the way to be honest with each other, I think, and the way that we infer communication, especially if it's over text, which is what it was. So we inferred meaning that wasn't intended. And so I think that moment with Rach really made me realize that, who am I as a friend? What kind of a friend am I? Am I really someone who holds my friends close, or do I let them leave? And all of that. So I think I had a lot of work to do in myself on how to develop myself as a friend. And I feel like I've done that in several situations this year quite well. And I think as well, recognizing when friends aren't your friend anymore, or when you've just moved on and you've not outgrowing them, because that sounds like they're not doing as fast as you, but you've simply grown apart. You've moved on to different avenues. Also about how to maintain friendships. So I've talked about Kim, my beautiful friend from work, and she's now living across the country from me. And yet we still talk all the time, and just that friendship, being able to maintain it, is something really important to me, because before I wouldn't have known how to do it, and I wouldn't have known how to be a friend. Speaking of knitting, I've made some amazing, amazing friends in the community. Too many to name, so I won't even try, because I am just so grateful for the wonderful community that is here, that is around me, that is you, because, oh my goodness, it's amazing. And I was just reflecting on how incredible this community is, and I'm so very grateful. So with the last little seconds, talking about the Wattle and Wool Accomplish Along, there is a all year knit challenge, which I will post back up onto Instagram and start the hashtag. I chose one, I can't remember which one it is. I will post that up as well. And then I was thinking, so we've seen that I've got a billion trillion whips. I've got 25 things I worked on, and like a bit more than 3 that I finished, but it feels like 3. 26 actually, because I've got this one as well that I didn't even include in that list. And so I've got so many whips. I've got so many in here that I need to write. Here that I need to write up and publish and post about and everything. And so I was thinking of doing a hashtag just for the community effect. This is not, look, to be honest, it's me. I'm probably going to do a giveaway anyway, because I love giveaways. But it's not intended to be a giveaway thing. It's literally just a community together of like whip. So like whipping everything out and getting everything done. So I'm using the hashtag WWWIP22. So Wattle and Wool Whip 22. Just to kind of have that community, everyone's doing their whips, and just to see what we can do and how many we get done. So this is the whip challenge, is going to be only for whips that exist before 2022. So if you have cast on anything last year, like all the things I've just shown you, then they can absolutely be included. It can be from 2012, it can be from 1984. I don't know when your whips started, but it can be from all of those. And yeah, so chuck them up when you finish them, and we'll just encourage each other along. The other thing of that is I have talked about doing a mailing list. Because of everything that's been going on, I haven't exactly been in a great space to create things and do things, but I'm back into my headspace now, so I'm feeling more confident that I can do that. And so I will be creating my mailing list and then sending out everything. I do have monthly challenges, which are not meant to be difficult. Like, they are meant to be easy, and it's just meant to be a bit of fun. And we'll do maybe like monthly prizes or something with that, just because I think it'll be fun. Like, I love the community, and I just want to reward you for being part of my community, because you give me so much. It sounds like extrinsic motivation, but it's not. It's just because I love it. Yeah, so that is the first podcast of 2022. Thank you so much. If you have sat through all of this and you've enjoyed, please like, subscribe, comment down below, tell me your thoughts, and share it with a friend as well if you know someone else who loves knitting and who might enjoy the pink hair, the bright colours, and the lots of fun. Hopefully with less yawning next time.